We had the honor of interviewing one of Portsmouth's most dynamic and recognized citizens, Louis Escobar.
I was born, my grandmother's home in Middletown, and then I was raised because we were farming in Portsmouth, and I spent my whole life on that farm. I've never worked a day in my life anywhere else. I have lived my life's dream. As a child growing up, I had hoped someday to be a farmer and maybe to own and operate the family farm, and I have. How many people have the opportunity to say that? I feel very fortunate.
Absolutely.
In 1972, became the owner-operator of the cattle, and I was a tenant. My parents owned the farm, and then it was in 2002 that my mom left me the farm, and then I've owned it since 2002.
Jesus.
Never in my lifetime did I would ever imagine, and I'm glad I've lived long enough to see the recognition that farmers now receive, because not so much of us that considered a family farm but somewhat commercial, but you got your farmers markets, you know, and I never thought I'd see that day. But that's good, and it's allowed people with a small parcel of land, you know, that they can now grow produce, sell it at a farmer's market, and it's very, very encouraging. And what I think I'm going to see is, for those of them that are just doing it, you know, and still holding a full-time job, we'll be looking maybe for property that might be for lease or conserved properties that they could probably, on a little larger scale, grow and market, because everybody wants to buy local, and I'm grateful for that. And I am local, and there were hardly any farmers markets, but since we have been a shining example of, yes, you can put local on the market and people want to support, and you have to have a quality product, but there's a great market out there, and that's the thing that the farmers that are looking to the future should look for. First of all, who is your market? And for us, you know what I mean, if you were out, you know, in the far west or Midwest, you know, who's going to buy even if you're doing this? But the people are here. You have I'm marketing the people. There is a great opportunity. We have the consumers. Give them what they want. Rhody Fresh. My whole life I had hoped that one day that I could have milk that would be available to the public in Escobar Farm's name, and it's very difficult, but there was an opportunity for farmers to become united and try to Rhode Island process and sell milk in Rhode Island. So with a small grant which was offered to farmers, there were 22 at the time, there were only 5 of us that had the foresight that yes, this will be good. And we worked hard, and we eventually, after a couple of years meeting and finding processes and the people that it takes, because milk is probably the most regulated of anything that a farm produces. I could have grown vegetables, put them in a wheelbarrow and sold them at the side of the road. But milk, which has got federal, state regulations and all, you have to comply with all them. We met all those challenges, and then the people, I was so aware that if we could put milk in a dairy case and say, this is Rhode Island milk, Rhode Islanders, with the purchase of milk, you are not only bringing home a staple, but you're supporting the open space and the rural character in your communities in the state. Drive down Middle Road, heading south, and look to the west. There I am. And so I'm very, very happy that we've had great success, and my fellow farmers have elected me since its inception. It's been 11 years as their public spokesperson and president of our co-op. I had always felt that with the challenges and large farms, which people kind of, feel that, aren't they awful? But they're more efficient now than the family farm. And the small family farms were really on the downside. So few of them, that were real small with more challenges than Escobar Farm had were going out of business. But I could see that, maybe I should be thinking about the future. And I was actually at a conference, and one of my farmers that had gone out of business had put a corn maze up in Sterling, Mass. And when I got his brochure, we held on to it because it had his designer website. And so in '99, the price of milk plummeted, and I thought, I can't add another 100 cows because the margin of profit in a small, in the packaging of our milk was never going to make it. So I decided, with the good relationship we had in the community and the awareness that people had, I thought we'll try it. So we got, the website from his designer, which was on a brochure that he gave me. And we were talking with Adrian Fisher in England, who wanted a lot of money. And I'm very thankful to the Davis's Mega Maze, because they thought I was too close. And they were up in Sterling, Mass. And I thought, hey, this is America, free enterprise. Jane, get on the web, and we connected with my designer, Brett Herbst from Utah. And when he said, how many people in a 40-mile radius? So that's most of Rhode Island, southeastern Mass, New Bedford, Fall River, Taunton, and all. I said, $1 million, $1.25 million. He says, I want to talk to you. And so he is our designer. And in our first year, and we did it right, I got a variance because other farms have had some challenges with some of the things that they do that aren't actually dealing with what they produce. And so the fact that the Escobar Farm is zoned residential, I thought, okay, I got the variance to do a commercial venue, and it's gone very, very well. We had hoped in the first year we could draw as many as 7,000 people. People came to see because there were so few of them. Everybody said, Mr. Escobar, you're an entrepreneur. I just smiled, but I wasn't. There were a few of them, in Pennsylvania, and we had such a success in that first year. We had 14,000 visitors that actually blew us away. There were people waiting, a half an hour just to get a ticket to go into the maze. We weren't prepared, but we're ready now, and we've geared up to it. And it's been a great success. The first year was 2,000. We did it, so we're in our 16th year. And I was doing Channel 12's road show probably 3 years ago. And the year we were up there, I was there promoting the Roti Fresh cheese. We're just introducing our butter case cheese. And the Poor Sox that year had a great year. And they were there the same day I was. We had tried to talk to them because our maize sisters across this country promote local sports teams. So, we thought, well, Red Sox and the Patriots. And the Patriots. You know what I mean? I thought I'd be promoting them, but they wanted me to, sell the farm to, for what they'd want for me to do it. But on the smaller teams, the farm teams. So we did the Providence Bruins, I think 3 years ago, and I had talked with that guy from the Poor Sox. So we talked to them for about 3 years. And then we decided to do a couple of different things. We did Portsmouth's 375 logo, and then last year was the Wizard of Oz, 75 years. And so we, for a long time, had been talking with the Paw Sox, and so we've done the Paw Sox. And I'm proud to do the Paw Sox. People, you know where I stand, and so we're very happy. We're happy to be doing the Paw Sox this year.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Uh, 375 committee has also been very generous, so we'll have one of the biggest shows we fight.
Yeah. Well,
I have no idea what to expect.
I think the nice thing is that those milk cans represent people putting money in,
Yes.
saying, yeah,
That's
we
yes.
support you.
And it took me a long time, I don't know how many years, and I knew we had magic. I couldn't figure out exactly what the magic is. And that is this spirit of community, a party atmosphere that not communities that I know of anywhere can duplicate what we have here. The fireworks is like the easiest thing I do that's gotten so much recognition. And Newport and Portsmouth artesian wells across the street from us had these huge 4th of July parties. And they let some fireworks off in the backyard with some slight problems. And so they asked, can we shoot a show on the farm? I said, sure. So actually, myself and a couple of neighbors made small contributions because we were going to enjoy the show. And it was a very small neighborhood thing. And it happened, they did it 2 years, probably 30 years ago. And all the abutting neighbors said, and it was a very, very small show. And they said how much they enjoyed it, how great they thought it was. And when the economy dropped, and my neighbor that was shooting the show said, you know, all that money in such a short time, said, you know, he's just thinking of dropping it. So I had said, if you're not interested, I am. And they looked like, you know, and they were shocked because I was about the last person that could afford to do it. And I said, the neighbors like it so much, I passed flyers out through the neighborhood, said I was doing it, and I was accepting donations. And so our $1,500 show grew to $2,000. And then, you know, we collected the $2,000, $3,500, $4,000, $4,500, $5,000, and we're blowing a $5,500 show, comparable to a small municipality. Then it took me a long time. What is the magic? The magic is that spirit of community, the party atmosphere no municipality could duplicate. And it's been real good. They shoot them, and the breeze is so strong. When they break, they kind of curve this way.
That should be really nice.
Yes. This is simple. It's a lousy show. It's not.
No. It's not a lousy show. It's just it doesn't have gigantic megabucks thrown.
And my pyrotechnician could blow the whole show in about 3 minutes. But he tries, I told him, light this guy for 20 minutes at least, so he runs about 20 minutes to a half hour. And with a good grand finale, because that's what people live with, so you leave with. And so, you know, even though the show might be a little bit less than some of these others that blow thousands of dollars and in less time. So people come, and the other thing is, it's a whole lot easier. It's a whole lot easier. People aren't all congregating and getting all jammed up in traffic and all. So it makes it easier. And I've got people all over Portsmouth sit in their backyards and watch it. I'll try not to cry. What a thrill. I was so honored when I was asked. And I don't think there's anything yet in my lifetime that was probably a greater honor. Well, today is the greatest ever to see so many people out here in the town I've grown up and I so love. What a thrill to be our Grand Marshal. Thank you very much.
Hey, listen.
And you know what? I felt that if the committee felt that I should be, then I would stand up to that. And then we decided, you know, not too good on my feet. And we got the big tractor and a wagon. I sat on that. It was perfect. I thought, what a thrill. What a thrill. As I rode by, so many people chanting, Louis.
Yeah.
thank you, 375 committee, for choosing me.
Well, you're the man.
Today that you're filming me today, I've almost been in tears. I took some of my first steps today, so we're really, really happy. Every day I have significant progress. I have my therapist in disbelief and my positive attitude. I'm embarrassed to say that I am having fun, as I always do, laughing and joking. And if I can say one fun story, I have a friend that was asking me, when are you going to take a vacation? And so I knew he was coming to visit me. And so I told him, I took your advice. I took your advice. I said, I'm on vacation. I pressed the button. Could you straighten my pillow? Could you bring me something to drink? I said, vacation is wonderful. It's all in how you perceive things.